Hello, this is Samuel Biondelolo, and we're going to talk a little bit about dimensioning in Vectorworks. So dimensioning is really important. As we read in the text, you can use dimensioning for scenic design, showing heights of walls or different aspects of the design. In lighting primarily, we use it to show where lights are in space and where lighting positions are in space, and in relative to either each other or to set objects like center line or plaster line. So I've deleted a couple of my dimensions on this section of the plot, and we're just going to add in um, a couple of them to show how dimensions work. So dimensions are going to be in your tool sets. In this area over here, if you don't see these options, you could hit the little ruler and pencil down in the corner, and that will get you to this set of options. If you don't have this set of options when you hit that pencil and ruler, it means that your customization is a little bit off. So feel free to talk to me about that if you don't see these options. The two things we're looking for are constrained linear dimension tool and the unconstrained linear dimension tool. So those are what they sound like. In Constrained is for horizontal and vertical only, and unconstrained can be at any angle as long as it is in a straight line. There's also angular dimensions and arc lengths and radial dimensions. Those are other tools that you can use in Scenic. I'm going to focus today on the linear dimensions, just because that is what we tend to use the most in the theater for design purposes. So I'm going to use the constrained because most of my electrics are either going to be in a horizontal or vertical fashion. However, I do also have some that are in a box boomy type position that are not in a solid straight on state. So here in these dimensions, and again, the whole point of this is clarity. So to add the dimension line between, I'm going to dimension between these two lights. So here is constrained dimension line, and I'm going to hit the center of this unit and the center of this unit, and I'm going to raise up, and the next click I'm going to make is in line with this because this is where I'm putting my dimensions in this plan. So I put that there, and now you'll notice that I have put a line over the light, and so this is something that we don't want. So we can grab this and then see this little blue square. I'm going to click on that and just drag it up. And we want to make sure, see, it's really easy to rechange the dimension. We don't want to do that, so we're going to zoom in and make sure that we're in line with the top of the light and in line with our measurement point. And once we click that, the line will move up. So see, this is the fixed one. This is the incorrect one. Now this one still is a little bit inside of the gel color text here, so I might even decide to take this and move it up to here. And then that way the line is offset from there. You'll also notice though that this blue square where I'm clicking with the mouse is not where the line ends up. There's a space here. This is how you will have customized dimensions. So you can actually, in here, there are different styles that you can use depending on the drawing. And this is in the object info palette. And these will affect all sorts of things. But you can go in and make custom standards. And in that, you can adjust all of the different aspects in terms of how much things are offset, what the defaults are. And this is, you can actually make your own custom. I don't have it in this program, but I have my own custom dimensioning standard that I use. These are of other designers who've worked in this space. So you can have your own custom dimension things, but you also do have some options in the object info palette. For example, you can change the style if you want to do that. It is really important to make sure that all of your dimensioning is in a consistent style so it doesn't look messy. But you can also change the style of the text into different things. This is how far the text is aligned off of the line, so you can actually make it so like it's not, and it just lines up straight on the line versus being a little hovered above. Okay, you can flip the text. So for example, if you have a boom and it's pointing the wrong direction, you can do that. You can put a little box around the text so that it has a nice solid box. And you can change how accurate you want fractions to be on your plan. And you might not want any fractions. You might, if you're using inches, you might have it down to the inch, but scenic designers sometimes want it down further than by the inch. Whereas lighting designers tend to do things in feet and inches because that's about what the electricians can hang. So these are sort of your options with dimensions. They usually have their own class in Vectorworks. So like most classes, you can set all the line weights and things in that class, and then all of your dimensions should follow that. And again, your dimension standard is also really important that you follow that consistently. Now, you can also adjust the length of this through here, over here, or you can do it by dragging various parts of this around. But say I wanted to add another dimension to this from this light to center line, because I want to know what that is. I can hit this button here to center line and know that that's 4'6". So maybe and I'm not cleaning this up, but I can, have all little, these are all 18 inches along here. And then I know that from here to the last of this series of lights is 4'6", and these are all evenly spaced within that. So these are some ways to use dimensions. Feel free to email me if you have any questions. Thanks.